There we go. Now it's up to date on my phone. I don't know what you guys are seeing. Come here. Copy link. Come here. There we go. So I'm gonna go through the exact stuff that he lists for stuff he wants to do for the country. And now I am Christian. Like, I'm reminding you guys of that. So the first one is not for everybody, but restore faith and revive our constitutional commitment to the freedom of religion and the free exercise of one's faith, demonstrated by restoring prayer in the classrooms, including spiritual foundations. Now, for prayer in the classroom, I think there should be optional times for kids to be able to go and pray if their faith or their religion says they should at a specific time. Now, with Christianity, you can pray whenever the hell you want to. But he also brings up scripture: we will not hide the truth from our children, but will declare to the next generation his praise and wonders. Psalms 78:4. It's 78:4. What's up? So he restore the sound national economy and reduce the household debt and student loan debt. Yeah. I think that if they're gonna add 4 years to college, why not? What? No, I'm good. Yeah, I know. Sorry about that. My brother has to do something for gym. Now, provide leadership to restructure our country's education system to serve the most at-risk and vulnerable populations, allowing the widest possible range of educational and vocational paths to job opportunities and career and success. Kind of like if you guys look up BOCES New York, it's a vocational school where you go and learn a trade. And I went and did music production. Now I got a MacBook, as you guys know, um, and all of that, so that you guys can see all of that stuff that I'm doing, working on. Um, and I'm working towards getting this microphone that allows me to turn beatboxing and going and my voice going like ooh, something like that into MIDI. It's a couple $100 and it is amazing. I watched Andrew Huang, a music YouTuber I watch, use it, and I was like, dang, this is good. Now, maintain a strong national defense, fully prepared, but not so quick to tie up our country's young men, women, and foreign quagmires that do not advance our national interest and which lasts for decades. The other thing was reform the legal system to provide true justice, equitable for all citizens regardless of the race, ability to defend oneself in court, recognize the disparity in verdicts, and prison sentences caused by lack of financial resources or legal assistance. Meaning, getting people that are lawyers that aren't held up with thousands of cases, that don't care, that want to get the cases done and over with like that, that don't care whether you go to prison or not, when you can't afford a decent lawyer for some reason. And it could be as simple as you did not commit a crime, or someone is saying, oh, you committed this crime, yada, 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 and everything that, um, stuff like that. And it kind of makes you think a little bit um, like one of my uncles was put in for something he didn't do and wouldn't do. He wouldn't lay a hand on any of his kids ever unless they uh, needed to be punished, like a spanking. Um, I don't care if you're against doing that, but if you're doing it because they misbehaved, that's one thing. If you're just beating your children to beat them, that's wrong. Now, the other one was take care of the environment, diligently pursuing clean air and water as a national security priority and making renewables top priority. Um, I'm just gonna say that people think Kanye West, it was a joke to vote for. Okay, first of all, I want cleaner air and all. That's not going to stop hurricanes and all that stuff. That's part of the end times. If you really read the Bible, you'll learn about that stuff. But to what I'm saying is that it's kind of a thing where, sorry if my you hear, I don't know if you're doing that, but I'm not sure the microphone on this thing is. But I feel that it's important and people want to stop global warming. I don't think there's a such thing as global warming, but not in the way of the natural disasters. We can't stop those. That's not something we can stop. And we believe in God and Christian and all that. So stuff like that. Yeah. Ensure that we always place Americans' best interests first and foremost in dealing with foreign affairs. We must project strength, not aggression. We want to trust, but we must also verify that we want fair trade. Do not one side deals that hurt American workers. Just like before Donald Trump became president, Trumpo is a joke because he said he'll create his own brand of Oreo cookies because Oreo moved from Chicago to Mexico to avoid taxes. And that hurt Americans for jobs. Recently, last month, the Best Buy in the Hudson Valley Mall in Kingston, New York, closed down. Not due to the coronavirus, they say, but I doubt that be true. But I've watched that job close. I've watched a lot of things close down around me, and as far as people saying Trump has brought jobs back, but yet, and people say, oh, it's just the coronavirus, that's why people don't want to work, and because of all the unemployment pay, it's like, yeah, that's true, but to me, this year, like, people have lost jobs more than ever this year, and yes, part of it is due to the virus, but a majority of it is that people have to stay home, not be able to do things that they usually can. And some people they give up their job because they had school or other things they had to take care of during this pandemic. And you can say, well, that's still caused by it. Yes, it kind of is, but to me, it doesn't really quite matter. Um, to me, as I'm saying, is that um, quite a lot of this stuff that's going on, and I mean a lot of it, is due to the fact that Trump, to me, and you can try to prove me wrong all you want, hasn't brought in as many jobs as he says he's brought, and if he has, they're not jobs around areas where people need them the most. Um, with the way Ontiora is going, the school I went to, um, and across the street, the Boyceville supermarket, I've worked at the Boyceville supermarket since I think it was July 6th. I think that was the 4th. Was I think a Friday? Let me look at my watch. I have a calendar on there, and I can look and see what the no, it was the 5th. Okay, it was the 5th that I started working there, and I worked there for about almost about 4 months, and in that amount of time, we had one lady who got hired after me, who we were training, and she was slow, wasn't learning a thing. She quit because she thought that she couldn't be taught by my boss. And my boss is super nice, the sweetest lady you could ever meet. If you make her mad, you must make her really mad. But besides that, we had another one. She worked for a couple of months, but due to someone she was dating, I don't know if she was dating him at the time, but her mother, their boyfriend's mother, told her that she couldn't live at their house anymore. I don't think they were together at the time, but told her that she had to leave. And with other circumstances at home, which is all the way up near Zoom, New York, around that area, and stuff like that, with her mother getting part of her body, and I think it was like her leg or hand, something amputated, that she needed to go and help out there, and being she didn't have a place to live, she had to quit. She did manage to forget to call my boss, but that's not the point. But during that exact amount of time, on that Monday, we hired a new lady, overweight, could see her butt crack, like nasty, disgusting, had schizophrenia and stuff like that. That I was like, she wasn't working now. She grabbed bagels without her hands, so we were gonna fire her. And Saturday came around, and my boss was working by herself because the lady quit, who was working there quit. And all of a sudden, she calls and quits. And then that Tuesday asks for her job back. We tell her no. And then as we're leaving, me and my boss are both leaving for the day. Since I work in a bakery, she was doing stuff. She was in line. She was doing a bottle return, but it seemed weird. We both didn't know she existed till she got the job and all that. Then recently, last week on Monday, we hired a new lady to work with us. She was fast, good, but she could only work on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday because she worked in like a nursing home type of place for like caring for old folks. And on Wednesday, she came into work and then told my boss that she got a new client that she had to quit. That's 4 people besides me we've hired and fired. And in the span of not even a month, 2 people hired, 2 people quit. All of them quit. But the people who worked the best had valid reasons to quit. And when we're looking for people constantly in the deli registers, every department pretty much, we're not finding people. And the place is just falling apart. But when you have a place like I said, Ontario, that I went to, that is shrinking in the number of students at a rate that eventually may end up with nobody there, like jobs are going to start to vanish. And with the amount of stuff in Kingston, New York disappearing and all that stuff, like, it's kind of scary to see that. And, I do know a lot of stuff that happens and stuff like that, but I feel like part of that is just due to the city people not wanting to live down here for the school, and just businesses not being able to pay rent. But the next one is, and I just don't see where Trump is doing the jobs he says he's doing. Because if he's really getting jobs, he'd be getting jobs for families, and they'd be better paying jobs. Because my dad has to do jobs on the side, plus working the first aid and being a driver and only knowing basic first aid. And then my mom had to quit her job because her boss screwed her over by working during a time when my mom needed money badly. She had no clue they were working and thought they were still not working because of this whole coronavirus thing, and her old boss screwed her over so much and stuff that I don't want to really get into. But just saying that Kanye West is the kind of man that he can take a company like Gap, whose stock was falling and just plummeting, and I mean plummeting, and bring that stock up. Because when Kanye West announced the deal, which I have to look up, I look up when that took place. That took place in July. That was it was 4 months ago in July. That was 4 months, about 4 months ish. So during that time, from the 16th, their stock was just going up. In a whole 1 year shot from, and I know you guys can't quite see this. I could probably show it to you, actually. Let me add a device. A window capture, add a source, add, and I want to go with having the, though that's just adding the doc. I'm trying to figure out where I can add to. I'll go to system preferences to do this. But as I'm saying is, I don't know if it's lagging. This is a MacBook Air, so if it's lagging a little bit, sorry about that. But yeah, it skipped frames. 26% of the frames have skipped. But this just could be because it's a MacBook, and I will try doing it other ways. But right now, I'm trying to see, and I want to have done. I have to go to file, window, view, edit. I have to go to preferences, and I have to go to, where is it? It's video, audio, output, stream, general, I can't seem to do what I would like to do. I'll just have to read it to you. So, in February, this is on February 12th, Gap's stock was at 18.46 USD. Then, that was the 12th. Let's go 10 days. I'll go to the 21st. The stock was at 17.06 USD. Let's go a month ahead to the 12th. The stock was at 10.07 USD. Then going down a little more, at its lowest this year, on March 20th, it was at 7.22. Now, it starts to go up, but it continuously goes up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And then it really doesn't bounce much in a section. Then it goes up, and then like, I'll go month, it starts to climb up to, it went from being at $5.65 April 3rd, because at its lowest, it went up from, on March 25th, to $8.98 USD. Then it went to 5.67 USD in April, and then it went back, and then a month later, on the 29th, it was at $9.05 USD. Then it was at 10.75 USD. And then in June it went down, and then it goes down. But the overall stock in the last 6 months from May has it going up, and then in June it drops back down from being 13.65 USD to 10.14 USD. Then when you hit, then it's just staying down. It's going, and it goes, it drops, and then on the 16th it goes to $11.38 USD, not $11.11. But then on the 25th it goes back to 10.16 USD. Then once you hit July 16th, the stock starts going up. Yeah, it has a little bit of drops, but it goes up and up and up and up. And then the last day, there was a huge dip around 9:40 this morning, but then it went back up. And it does go up and down like a stock should, but it's continuously going up now, instead of plummeting down and then just staying. In the last 5 years, the stock has been plummeting from, it plummeted from the April 18th, 2019, and it kept going down, and the next time it plummeted real bad was February 7th of this year, and then it started going back up, And I don't know that I do anything with the Yeezy Gap deal. Or anything that was happening. And it's a 10-year deal. It was done on the 16th, like I said. But you can tell that, yeah, it starts to go back up, but it doesn't significantly go back up until after that point, because you can look in June, it does go back up, but it goes down. But he made that stock go up. Because there was reports that Gap stocks soar after Kanye touts collaboration, and it was surged. It was in June. I gotta find Kanye. I gotta find his website, and then I gotta look when the deal was made, because that can tell me a little bit about this whole thing. No, I don't want the App Store closed. Okay. Can tell me around when that was added. So let's come here. I have to find West Day Ever tweet. To find the West Day Ever tweet by Kanye. Okay. His West Day Ever tweet. And the way the stock went back up in June, the tweet about the West Day Ever was June 26th of around that time, and I'm looking for when it was posted about his info. Yeah, and let's see. Scroll down. I'm not signing to Twitter, but I'm trying to find something here. He talks about foam runners being available. He talks. Okay, so it's June 26th. So if I look Gap stock, it was mainly okay. So the Gap stock in the last 6 months, from if I go to last year, around it plummeted down, and it started climbing slowly. But as soon as, let's see, when June 26th, it climbs and it climbs. It goes up and up and up to where it is today at $21.09 from a lowest point, 7.22 USD to 21.09 USD. That man can bring jobs. And I'd love to work with him one of these days, because Kanye West is a man that is like a brilliant genius who thinks like-minded, like very like-minded way to me. And sometimes I don't understand a few things he says, but most of the time I do. Very rare. But, the 10th thing was creativity and the arts can be an important source of innovation, development of other national strength and resources. And that was the last thing he said. But with his dear future thing, he said, our future will provide existing families with a safe and secure plan that values every stage of life. Our future will provide a justice system that treats everyone equally, regardless of their socioeconomic status. Our future will provide an education system that promotes the freedom and visionary thinking. Our happy, healthy future looks like the new Garden of Eden, with children running and the elderly brimming with joy on how beautiful our world has become. Our future has homes for everyone. Our future has food for everyone. Our future has love. Our future is free from debt, shame, guilt, worry, stress, war, greed, hate, misuse of power, prejudgments, or whatever. What is manipulation, discrimination? Like, the man wants to bring jobs back and bring deals that don't bring one-sided things. He wants to keep jobs for Americans, and the way he does that, he's already shown that with Adidas. He's already done that with all of that. And already, with having the Gap deal and bringing that stock from plummeting to skyrocketing back onto its feet. And this was before the pandemic even hit, that it started plummeting and everything. And it was on a slow decline. Now it's back on its feet again as a notable brand. And it's done amazingly. And I feel that Kanye West is a candidate I wanted to win. Yes, I 100% knew he wouldn't win, yet I still voted for him. And you might be like, that's crazy. Why would you vote for someone you don't even know is going to win? Well, if I could say something, the way I wanted to vote for him, and you might say it's crazy, but I'm going to take you to the state of Tennessee. They have 90% reporting. There is barely any states there's only like Nashville, I think it's like bluish gray, but I think they're pretty much done. Kanye West had 10,216 votes counted for him, and he was a last minute person put on the ballot. I'm just looking at something. And stuff like that. That he was a last minute person put on. He couldn't get into it all, and I felt they should have allowed him because of the fact that he had, as he stated, the coronavirus at one point. I was sick and not able to try to attempt to run at all. And what I would like to do is say that I don't know where I can do it, where I can figure this out. But I like to figure where can I look and see who the write-in candidate, who is running. I want to know who the heck was running. Who the votes for write-ins were, if possible. Don't know if I can see that. I don't know if I can see the write-in candidates at this moment. Um, Sorry if my stream drops and the video is not that good, but I'm just testing this laptop out. It's not good for doing video editing, yes, but streaming, not on using Streamlabs. I'm not going to use that. Um, Now I'm trying to figure out where can I see the write-ins for right now. I want to know the write-ins. But I'm gonna hit